Okay, now we're going to cut organic shapes out of our paper. So we don't need to do any drawing ahead of time. So on this blue one, I'm gonna start cutting some shapes. I'm just gonna turn the paper as I go, and then maybe I keep turning it. My scissors usually go pretty straight. Okay, that's a shape. Now I think that's just a little too big. I think I'm gonna put like an extra little V in here. There, I have a shape. Now, oh, this could be a shape too, right? I can probably keep it like this, or if I wanted to make it look a little different, there I have another shape. Oh, look, I have another shape. And we want all different size shapes. We want some that are bigger, some that are smaller. Now, this is not a scrap. I can keep using this. I can look and see like, ooh, I kind of like that shape. So maybe I try to do the same thing over here. Ooh, I like that shape. Then I can look and see like, oh, maybe I make swirl here. That's not a bad shape. And then I can keep going, just making organic shapes. They shouldn't look like stars. They shouldn't look like hearts, even though sometimes they end up looking like that. Looks like a Hershey's Kiss, but we know it's not. It's just a shape. So then I can look and see like, oh, maybe I will take and make a long skinny one. That was nice and big. So I have quite a few big ones. Maybe I need to make a couple smaller ones. And make this. Well, I think it's gonna end up looking like a banana, but it's not supposed to be. So I can keep those shapes. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with the yellow. Now I did a lot of curves on that one, so maybe this one I do more straight lines. There's a big shape. Remember, we want all different sizes. I'm gonna look at this and see, like, oh, I think this would look cool if I added something to that. Oh, that looks cool. Those are big shapes. So let's get some smaller shapes in here. I don't want to just cut that because it'll be a triangle. So maybe oh yeah, ooh yeah, this looks good. And I can just cut some random shapes. So I use the entire piece of paper, right? I don't have any scraps. I've used this entire thing. Get a medium shape. I'm not even really thinking about what I'm doing until I look. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks good. Okay. I'm gonna do one more. I think I want some smaller shapes, so I think I'm going to, I don't want that to be a triangle. Let's see what I do. Maybe I'll cut that like that. There's some smaller shapes there. Okay, so cut both pieces of paper so you have a lot of shapes. Now I have my shapes cut out. Now I'm gonna put them down and make them look interesting. Notice I'm not gluing these or anything yet. I'm gonna start with some of my bigger shapes and I'm gonna place them on my paper. Right now they're just in random places. I'm gonna grab some blues, some of the bigger shapes, and we wanna have these overlapping. So you see how the blue is on top of there? That's overlapping. That's not overlapping. I can overlap a lot or a little bit, but we do want overlapping. Another shape, maybe put that there. Then I think this might look really good up here. And then I can also change my mind on things. Like I could put this here. I'm like, I don't really like that right there. I think I want a different shape, so I take it off. That's why I'm not gluing right now. So I kind of play around with it until I like it. And then I don't like this one here anymore, so maybe I put this here. Let me get my Hershey's Kiss looking one. Maybe that would look good. I'm not sure I like that there either. Maybe it should be up here. Maybe I'll have it overlapping here. And then you just keep going until you think it looks interesting. And the best part I think about this is when I get done, I can have things going off the paper. We will take care of that. But when I get done, even the pink makes some interesting shapes. That's the negative space, and that is kind of fun to do some interesting stuff with too. This is kind of plain up here, so maybe I add a few little pieces in here like that. And look and see, do I have more? I think I have more yellow than blue, so maybe I add blue in here like this. And then when I get it where I want it, I'm gonna have a few extra shapes. Totally fine. Got a few of both colors. Then I look and see how I like this. And if I like it, then we move on to the next step. Have fun organizing. Now we are ready to glue. So I'm gonna take my glue. and I'm gonna open it. It's not coming out right now because I have a bunch of dried glue right there. So I can pick it off. If you have trouble doing that, you can always bring it to me. I'm gonna close it to do that and pick that off. Then I will be ready to go. I can hear air, can feel it, so I can glue. Now, the hard part is when they're overlapping like this. So I'm gonna take these pieces off and I'm gonna turn this over. We always put glue on the smaller piece. The pink is not the smaller piece. I'm gonna turn this over. I don't put glue from way up high. I bring it right down to the paper and I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue. It does not take a lot of glue. The center is not important, it's the outside. And then I'm gonna press it down and I'm gonna grab my next piece. This one is skinny enough. I think I can do a single line and have that. Kind of forgot where I put it. And then my little triangle, and I would just keep going. That's not a lot of glue. I would just keep going until I get it all glued. Now, once I do get it all glued, I know I do not have it all glued. I have these glued over here. I'm gonna take these off for a minute. I'm gonna have to redo that. But when you get all done, you can flip it over, and anything that goes over the edge, I can take my scissors and I can just trim that little bit off. Ooh, except for it came unglued. I didn't let it dry long enough. Okay, and then when I get it all done, I've cut, I've glued, then I can take it to the drying rack after I press this and count to 10. But have fun. Now we are going to draw our oval person. So we're gonna start off, and if you want to, you can use this pattern for the torso, the body section. You can also just draw it on your own. This will help us get the right size because we don't wanna make miniature people. We wanna have them cover the paper. So for this project, here is my organic shapes that I'm gonna put my person on. Now, I would not wanna pick blue, orange, or yellow because it's not gonna show. So pick a color you have not used yet. Now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna trace this for the torso, the shoulders to the waist, and then we're gonna do our ovals. So we're gonna have our oval for the head. And do you remember the arm? You have a new oval where you can bend. So you can bend at the shoulder and then the elbow. So I'm gonna decide what my person's going to be doing. So I think I want my person running. So I'm gonna have an oval, then an elbow, then the hand. So oval, oval, little oval. And this one, I'm gonna have, it has to connect with the shoulder and the hand, so it looks like he's bumping his arms, running. Now, here we need the torso, or the torso we have, sorry, the hips. We have an oval here. And then for the legs running, he's not gonna have straight legs like that. So we have oval, because you can bend at your hip, you can bend at your knee. And then an oval for the foot. Here, his leg's gonna be up a little bit because he is running so fast. And we have all the ovals. So go ahead and draw your oval person. When you're done, you're gonna take a marker and you're gonna go around this person with a single line. So I'm gonna draw, and I'm just gonna cover all these lines. Now mine's the same color, really. You have pencil and you have marker, so you'll be able to see it better. Just like Henry Matisse's people. Notice I'm not picking my Sharpie up very much. Okay, when I get this done, this can be the challenging part. You're gonna take and you're going to cut right on the outside line. You're not gonna cut on the inside lines because we'll cut them off. So you're gonna cut along the outside line. So I'm gonna cut mine, you can cut yours, and I will be right back. I have my oval person cut out. And if you look and see, there's a lot of lines on this side. This one is pretty clean. So I'm gonna grab my organic shape picture and I wanna glue them down. Do I wanna glue them, do you think, like this or like this? I wanna glue them so these lines are down. So that means that is where I'm going to put my glue. So I'm gonna open my glue. I'm gonna put a line down each leg. Oops, dry glue. Gotta pick that off. Put a line down the arms and legs. Torso, I can just put a line around it, but the arms and legs just need a single line. And then I'm gonna flip this over, press it down. You're gonna count to 10, 20, whatever you can to get them to stick. And then this goes in the drying rack. Have fun.